Hey everyone, it's Gills with the post-game power talk out here in the Virgin Islands. Kansas State falls to Liberty 67-65 in the Paradise Jam semifinals. K-State now plays in third place game up against Longwood. That'll be on Monday night, 6:30 Central Time. Excuse me, that'll be 4:30 Central Time, 6:30 locally here. As K-State can't get it done, the Wildcats are unable to get over the hump in this game. There's really no way to sugarcoat it or try to find a moral victory. K-State did come up short, disappointing. And if you look at the name on the front of the jersey, you would be misled and you would think that Kansas State should just blow out Liberty, but that's a quality opponent. The Flames are that K-State went up against, and that's a team that ranks ahead of K-State and Ken Palm. And so I get it if you want to hit the panic button. K-State's lost twice now on this young season, and it hasn't been pretty. K-State had a lot of turnovers early on in this game. You could go down the list, but this was not an ugly loss. Okay, if you want to call the LSU loss from a couple weeks back ugly, that would be very valid. But this was not an ugly game for Kansas State. Liberty just made really one more play than Kansas State did, winning it by 2, and K-State had its chance at the end. Doug McDaniel, that's a shot that Jerome Tang was happy with. I think I'm happy with it. He just didn't execute down the stretch when it mattered most. But K-State had good defense on that final possession, held Liberty to not scoring, and K-State just couldn't get it done. There's really not much to really kind of break down to that. Good teams find ways to win, and Liberty's a good team. Not saying K-State's not a good team, but they'll be playing for third place, which is, I know, has to be disappointing for this team. You want to win this tournament. You are the lone Power 6 conference team. I get it. And so that's what's interesting to follow for the game coming up on Monday. Okay, this is where you kind of see the toughness in your team. Yes, you can't win the tournament, but moving forward, I don't know if Kansas State, if it's a guarantee that this team is a lock for the NCAA tournament. So this game, matters for your resume. You don't want to lose it. I'm sure a win maybe doesn't boost it a whole lot against Longwood. But if you lose, that hurts. That stings your resume. So K-State has to lock in and refocus. You have less than a 24-hour turnaround for this game. I'll be very honest. I don't know much about Longwood. I think most people were anticipating K-State to come out and win this game and go up against McNeese, which would have been a better game, better competition. Say what you want about Will Wade, their head coach, formerly at LSU, and his recruiting scandals, but that would have been a better game, certainly for Kansas State. But it is what it is. You can't dwell on that. You're playing up against Longwood for third place, and we'll see how K-State responds. It'd be easy to just call the trip not a failure, but if you're a player, it'll be tough to lock in. And so Kansas State, Jerome Tang and the staff have to do their best to get these guys focused, let them know that, yeah, this isn't for the championship, but it's still a college basketball game. You only get X number of these in your opportunities in your lifetime. Make the most of it. So frustrating one here for Kansas State. Not the end of the world, though. Like, social media, my quick scroll through makes it seem like it is, but K-State's going to be, I'm not going to say they're going to be just fine, because Kansas State, you can't run from some of the issues. K-State had 6 turnovers through the first 2 media timeouts. That's not going to win you many games, especially a team like Liberty that's going to make you pay. I think it was 17 points off turnovers, I believe, in the first half. Don't quote me on that for Liberty, but they're going to make you pay. So K-State obviously was in a position to win, but if Brendan Hazen, he bounced back, was very resilient in this game. I give him credit for that. He made some, 4 3-pointers down the stretch in the second half. Those were huge. But if he can hit some of those shots early, if you limit the turnovers early, if you build up a nice lead in the first half, then you're really not going to be in that position to have to go down to the wire. But K-State had its chance at the end, came up short, and that's really all there is to it. So K-State will face off, like I said, in the third place game. That's 4:30 Central, 6:30 locally here out in the Virgin Islands. Yours truly will have all the coverage coming your way. And I get it. It's not the most exciting game in the world, but It's still college basketball. Should be fun. This atmosphere has been awesome with all the K-Staters on hand and attendance. We'll talk to you soon out here from the Virgin Islands.